Hey, what is up heroes, and welcome to our top 5 best Pokemon ROM hacks of 2018. Now, I wanted to do a top 10 best ROM hacks of 2018, but I haven't played enough ROM hacks this year to make a top 10. Well, technically I have, but you'll see why we're doing a top 5 when we get to a certain number in the list. If you guys want to check out the top 10 best fan games of 2018, check the link in the description down below. Did one the other day, and there were some pretty good fan games this year. Now, as always, every game on this list are games I've played this year in 2018 and have played and completed myself. I'm not going to include anything I haven't played because you can't say it's the best if you haven't played it. As well as everything on this list is my opinion. If you guys got your own ROM hacks you want to share, put them in the comments down below. Don't forget to smash like to leave a like, and let's jump right into this list. So, number 5, we have Pokemon Super Rising Thunder. Now, this is a very short ROM hack. It's not finished, it was in an alpha actually. And I believe it got discontinued, but this is very old. I think it's like 9 years old. But I found it, I gave it a go, and I really did enjoy it. Basically, you play as a Pichu, and you're making your way through this world where there isn't enough berries, food to go around in your little like Pikachu village. So you go off to try and find your own with your friend, and something tragic happens, and then basically your adventure begins. Playing through this game, I was like, this is a really good ROM hack. And as soon as I got to the end, I was so disappointed to find out that I believe it got discontinued because the last update was, I think, 2010. This was a really good ROM hack. I can't stress that enough. Just the graphics, the story, and at the end you got some puzzles to do, and the puzzles were super difficult because they're strength puzzles, but there's only one possible outcome, so you got to do everything perfectly just to solve it, and that's what makes it difficult, but it was so fun to do at the same time. I have to probably say, I'm a big sucker for playing as Pokemon in Pokemon games. Like, I love Mystery Dungeon games, and being able to play a game that's like Mystery Dungeon but have the battle system of a normal Pokemon game, I think is absolutely fantastic. Because playing through this game, you also recruit some new team members, and I'm not going to spoil anything else about it, but I really recommend giving this game a go if you got like an hour or two to play, because it's really good, and the puzzles are really hard, which could extend the game time, but that could also make you super angry as well. But Super Rising Thunder, I really hope the creator comes back to it one day, but this is number 5. Number 4, we have Pokemon Sienna, which, fun fact, was the first ever ROM hack I've ever played. Back in 2009-2010 when the beta first released. I stumbled across it, gave it a go, and I was so impressed, and I was like, wow, people actually made their own Pokemon games, this is pretty awesome. I was so glad I played that game back then because it kind of got me into the whole ROM hacking fan game scene. And I am so glad I played it this year as well because the game got updated. It now has 8 gyms, a lot of new story, and some awesome Fakemon. The game's not complete yet though, I'm hoping one day it will be because we still need the end of the story and the league. But this game is really fun, you'll get many hours of content out of this, and there's lots of Fakemon in this, a brand new region to explore. So basically the story is, there's a opening at the Kanto Indigo Plateau School, and you try to apply for it, you get rejected due to your lack of experience, so you decide to go the other route, which is go on a journey, get that experience, take on the gym challenge, and on the way you'll run into some mysterious evil group. Now this is where this game gets really interesting because there are decisions you can make which impact the story, and I absolutely love that in games. Multiple choices are some of the best things games can ever do in my opinion. I love having that choice, that freedom to do what I want. And to have that in a Pokemon game is just super awesome. So to get you hooked onto Sienna, basically you got a new region to explore. There's decision-based storylines. The game looks beautiful because it's got new tiles, new sprites, all that good stuff. You got new Pokemon obviously, you got all the Fakemon. There's a Licky Tongue evolution, which is not Licky, it's Licky Gourmet. It looks so amazing. I couldn't get it in my playthrough, but if you guys know how to get it, I recommend getting one because it looks incredible. The game also has new music and you'll be able to travel between different regions. This game has a lot of content in it, and I believe once it's finished, it's going to be one of the best ROM hacks out there. It is so very fun. It just ends just before the climax of something really big, which is a bit of a disappointment. Like, I'm not going to spoil anything actually, but you get to a certain point, you're like, okay, things are about to go down, and then just it ends. But 100%, the story for this game is really good. The gameplay is fantastic. The Fakemon look incredible. Like, 100% give this game a go, and hopefully one day it will get finished because I feel like it's so close to the end right now. And I really hope one day we can actually just experience this game completed. Number 3, and the reason why we're doing a top 5 instead of a top 10, is Ruby Destiny 1, 2, 3, and 4. So everyone has been telling me to play Ruby Destiny for such a long time. It's quite an old ROM hack, and this year I finally gave it a go. I played Ruby Destiny 1, and I was like, wow, this is a really, really good game. Then I played Ruby Destiny 2, and I was like, okay, this is even better. It's like Mystery Dungeon, where you play as a Pokemon, and you just make your way through doing some missions and stuff. It basically is a Mystery Dungeon game, but with the traditional Pokemon turn-based mechanics, which is just the best. And I really did enjoy Ruby Destiny 2. And then you get to Ruby Destiny 3, which is the best one by far. You have decision making, you got lots of awesome Fakemon, different story outcomes, like it's got like multiple different endings. This game was incredible. I really did love Ruby Destiny 3. I believe it's one of the best ROM hacks of all time. It's so very good. And then you had Ruby Destiny 4, which unfortunately isn't complete. It was only like 2 badges long, but it was still the start of something really fun, and I think it got cancelled unfortunately. But we're mainly look at Ruby Destiny 1, 2, and 3. And I have to say, I am so disappointed in myself. It took me so long to try these games because they were incredible. Like Ruby Destiny 1, except a stand, I was like, okay, this is a pretty good ROM hack. I really like this. And then I got to Ruby Destiny 2, and playing as the Pokemon, I was like, okay, this is fantastic. I can't believe it took me so long to play this. The story was incredible. The gameplay was great. The puzzles were pretty hard. But Ruby Destiny 3, oh my goodness, it was just so good. The only downside of Ruby Destiny 3 is a lot of backtracking, but apart from that, the game was pretty amazing. And if you ever get lost, there's a little Goldstone you can just talk to, and it tells you where to go and what to do. It was super helpful because sometimes all the backtracking, you lose track of where you have to go and what you have to do, and that really helped. The Fakemon were really cool. The story plot was just, it was insane. Being able to pick different teams, it was so good, man. I can't stress this enough. If you've never played Ruby Destiny, you need to jump on that. There's no real order you need to really play in, but I would recommend 1, 2, then 3, just because there's a few little hints here and there that, you know, you might play Ruby Destiny 3 and go, oh, they met that person, this NPC mentioned something about Ruby Destiny 1 or 2, and you'd understand it. Because if you didn't play the games, you'd just think, oh, they're talking nonsense. But it's not entirely necessary for you to play them in order. But if you do want to play them in order, 1, 2, 3. If you don't want to play them in order, you want to play them best to worst or whatever, just play 3, 2, 1. Because 3 was fantastic, 2 is brilliant, and 1 was a really good ROM hack. So Ruby Destiny series, I will say, is our number 3. Number 2, we have Pokemon Adventures Red Chapter, which is the ROM hack based off the Pokemon Adventures manga, which is a very good ROM hack. So I've played this ROM hack on the channel multiple times, and I had to play it again this year because it got a massive redesign. Beta 14 basically started from scratch, and lots has changed. The graphics have changed, the story's changed slightly. You can actually play as green and blue in certain chapters now, and it's got a bunch of new side quests which are very fun. If you want a longer experience, the previous beta 13, it's not as good as beta 14, but it goes from the very start to multiple regions and multiple like chapters, whereas this brand new beta basically only goes up to the Orange Islands. So you get the orange ticket, but you can't actually go there just yet. I've had many comments asking me how I go to the Orange Islands, and you can't actually go there right now. But this massive redesign, it was well worth it. So first of all, the graphics look so much better. The game is more polished. There's better story. It's better storytelling. And now when your character speaks, when red speaks or blue speaks or green speaks, they got a little like character model come up on the right of the text box, and it just shows their emotion. It looks really awesome. Like, I was really happy with this brand new redesign, because now you also get character customization. There's some new Fakemon. The side quests are really good. Now honestly, if you've ever thought about reading the manga, I would just play this game instead. Well, for the first part anyway, because this game just does an excellent job at retelling the manga, especially with the side quests as well, which can either be hilarious, they can be super dark, just super insightful. They're just really good side quests, well thought out. And this game is just brilliant in the way it tells the story of Red and I guess Blue and Green as well, because you can actually play as them at certain points in the game. One question I see get asked a lot during my playthrough was, do you have to use Red's team? You don't have to use Red's team, you can use whatever Pokemon you want, but if you do have Red's team, what he would have at the point in the story, in the cutscenes, the Pokemon will be around you instead of just being Red himself. So just say you have, you know, Pikachu, Snorlax, Venusaur, Aerodactyl, Gyarados, and I think Eevee. You know, all 6 of those Pokemon will be around you, and then the cutscene will play. If you don't have them, you just have, you know, 6 random Pokemon. It will just be Red standing there. So nothing really changes. You don't have to have the Pokemon on your team, but I think it's better to play as Red because the little cutscenes it makes more sense and you get some pretty awesome things in it. But overall, Red Chapter is one of the best ROM hacks created so far, and all the content planned for it in the future, it's very ambitious, and once the whole game is completed, I can honestly see that being the best ROM hack, because this is just Kanto, and Kanto was incredible, and I think there's Johto, there's Hoenn, Sinnoh, Kalos, Unova, Alola, you got the Orange Islands. I think there's also, it's Ouray and Fior, the regions from Pokemon Ranger and Colosseum. There is so much planned for this game, and if you've played the first part of the game from, you know, the Kanto journey, you should be very hyped for the rest of the game, because this is a very, very solid ROM hack, and I cannot wait for future updates. I really cannot. So before we get to number 1, we have one quick honorable mention, and that is Pokemon Wish. I just want to quickly throw it out there. This game is really short, but it was really fun. It's like a solid foundation of what could be a really great game. If you guys want a quick little tester of the game, go give it a go, because it's really great. I just really had to throw it out there because it's not long, but it was really, really good. So my number 1 ROM hack of 2018 is Pokemon Gaea. Now you all probably saw this coming a mile away. I've just given Gaea so much praise over the years, and this year it finally got completed. Well, the main story anyway. We're still waiting for the post-game, which I'm telling you, if it comes out next year, it's probably going to be number 1 of 2019. But Pokemon Gaea to me is just the perfect ROM hack, because you pick it up, you play it. It doesn't feel like a ROM hack or a fan game. I know that sounds really dumb, but it just feels like you're playing an official Pokemon game, and I think that is what you probably want the most when you're playing a Pokemon game. You want it to feel as much like the core experience as possible, and that's exactly what I got. To be honest, I don't know how much more I can say about Gaea without repeating myself, but you just need to know the game looks gorgeous, the storytelling is fantastic, it really is, the choice of Pokemon you get are great, the evil villains are really cool as well, and just the way it presents itself is a really nice experience to play through. Not too lighthearted, not too dark, it's just a nice story that makes you really comfortable playing through the game. And honestly, I really hope like Game Freak find Gaea and be like, yo, can we just, well, obviously they can just take it because it's Game Freak, like, yo, we're taking Gaea, we're releasing it as an official Pokemon game, because it's just that good. It really is. And I really cannot wait for the post game. There isn't too much post game at the moment once you beat the champion. There's a few things you can do if you missed them, like I did. I missed Rayquaza, I missed Deoxys. There's a few secret bosses you can battle. So there's a few tidbits here and there, but any like post game story isn't available just yet. That'll be coming in 4.0. So look out for that. Well, there you have it, my top 5 best ROM hacks of 2018. Had some really awesome ROM hacks this year, and I cannot wait to play some more, and hopefully 2019 will bring us some really, really awesome ROM hacks as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button, and let me know in the comments down below what your favourite ROM hack of 2018 was. Thank you guys for watching, have a great day, peace!